Have you ever felt that strange, unsettling knot in your stomach right before you were about to speak? Not just public speaking, but even in a casual meeting, a difficult conversation, or when simply trying to express a deep thought to someone you care about? It's bizarre, isn't it? We use our voices every single day, yet when the stakes feel high, when it truly matters, the act of speaking can transform into this terrifying, almost paralyzing experience. But why? What is it about merely opening your mouth and letting sounds emerge that can feel so empowering one moment and so incredibly vulnerable the next? Today, we're diving deep into the hidden emotional and cognitive processes that define how we express ourselves, how we get heard, and crucially, how we influence others. I promise by the end of this, you'll see the simple act of speaking through an entirely new, profoundly insightful lens. Here's the thing, speaking is so much more than just vocalizing words. It's an intricate dance of self-expression, a profound act that literally defines who we are. Think about it. Every time you speak, you are, in essence, expressing a piece of your identity, whether consciously or not. You are shaping how others perceive you, influencing their thoughts and often their actions. You are revealing inner thoughts, ideas, and feelings that were once locked away in your mind. It's a deliberate step into visibility, an invitation to be seen and understood. From a psychological standpoint, this isn't just noise. It's a fundamental part of our self-concept and how we navigate social evaluation. Our words carry immense weight in every facet of our lives, in our most intimate relationships, in the professional world, and even in the fleeting interactions we have every single day. The implications, as you can imagine, are massive. So why does something so fundamental bring such immense tension? The moment we choose to speak, we open ourselves up to an entire spectrum of internal conflicts. There's that looming fear of judgment, isn't there? That whisper in the back of your mind asking, what if I sound stupid? What if they disagree? What if they reject me? This fear can be so potent that it often stifles brilliant ideas before they even make it to the air. Then there's the relentless pressure to sound confident, to articulate your thoughts perfectly, as if every word is being scrutinized by an invisible panel of experts. This often leads to a discomfort of taking up space, of truly owning your voice and your presence in a conversation. Perhaps most profoundly, there's the raw vulnerability of being truly heard, of allowing someone access to your authentic self, flaws, and all. How many times have you felt that crushing gap between what you were thinking, a beautifully formed idea in your head, and what actually managed to tumble out of your mouth? This internal battle between the desire for authenticity and the subconscious drive to perform for approval is a constant tightrope walk. Think about public speaking, those nerve-wracking, difficult conversations with a loved one. Even just trying to get your point across in a busy online forum, or proposing an idea in a packed workplace meeting. These aren't just moments. They are psychological battlegrounds. Now, let's pivot for a moment and consider the critical distinction between simply speaking and truly performing. Sometimes, we approach speaking as if we're on a stage, trying to deliver a flawless script. We meticulously plan our words, rehearse our gestures, and focus so much on the external presentation that we lose touch with the internal message. But here's the paradox. The more we perform, the less authentic we often appear. And that's a problem because true connection, true persuasion comes from authenticity. When you're performing, you're building a wall, a barrier between your true self and your audience. When you're simply speaking from a place of genuine intent, you're inviting them in. That's a crucial difference, and it impacts everything. This leads us to another fascinating contrast. The difference between genuine confidence and self-doubt disguised as overcompensation. Many people mistake loudness or excessive conviction for confidence. But real confidence, the kind that resonates and persuades, isn't about eradicating self-doubt entirely. It's about accepting that doubt is a natural part of any human endeavor, especially when you're putting yourself out there. True confidence emerges when your inner belief system aligns with your external expression. It's about knowing your worth, knowing your message, and trusting that even if a little doubt is there, your core conviction will carry through. It's not about suppressing the fear. It's about acknowledging it and speaking anyway. You see, the fear of judgment often fuels that need for overcompensation, doesn't it? And what about persuasion? Is it manipulation or connection? The word persuasion often carries a negative connotation, conjuring images of slick salespeople or deceptive arguments. But when we strip away those layers, ethical persuasion is fundamentally about shared understanding and connection. It's not about forcing someone to believe what you believe. It's about presenting your perspective in a way that allows them to see it, consider it, and hopefully integrate it into their own understanding. It's about building a bridge, not erecting a wall. Manipulation, on the other hand, seeks to exploit vulnerabilities and bypass genuine understanding. This distinction is vital, especially in a world flooded with information and competing narratives. The one who speaks ethically seeks to uplift and inform, not control. Let's think about what it truly means to be heard versus simply being seen. In our hypervisual world, we're often more concerned with how we look, how our message is packaged, rather than the substance of what we're actually saying. But being heard goes deeper. It implies active listening, genuine comprehension, and an emotional resonance that transcends mere observation. When you are truly heard, your ideas are processed, your emotions are acknowledged, and your perspective is integrated. Being seen can be superficial. Being heard is profound. This is why cultivating a clear, intentional voice is so critical. It's the vehicle through which true connection and deep understanding can occur. Finally, we often view silence as safety and speech as exposure. Silence can indeed be a shield, protecting us from potential criticism or misunderstanding. It feels safe, doesn't it? But while silence might offer temporary comfort, it also isolates. It prevents growth, connection, and the sharing of valuable insights. Speech, yes, is exposure. It's stepping out from behind that shield. But in that exposure lies the profound potential for impact, for shared meaning, and for shaping your world. The risk of being misunderstood or even rejected is real, but the reward of genuinely connecting, of truly expressing your unique self, is immeasurable. Embracing this vulnerability is where real power lies. So how do we move forward? How do we speak with more clarity, more confidence, and more intention? First, manage your fear of being heard by reframing it. Instead of seeing it as a threat, view it as an opportunity for connection. Understand that vulnerability is not a weakness. It's the birthplace of intimacy and trust. Second, approach persuasion as an act of connection, not manipulation. Focus on genuine understanding, empathy, and building a shared perspective. Ask yourself, am I trying to control or am I trying to connect? Third, express yourself without overthinking by practicing mindfulness around your thoughts. Recognize that not every thought needs perfect articulation. Sometimes an authentic, imperfect expression is far more powerful than a polished, sterile one. And finally, embrace the vulnerability of visibility. Your voice, your unique perspective, is a gift. The world truly needs to hear it. It's about allowing yourself to be seen, not just as a speaker, but as a person contributing to a larger conversation. When you shift your perspective, when you understand these psychological undercurrents, the act of speaking transforms from a daunting task into an incredible opportunity for growth, connection, and profound impact. It really is an incredible journey, and it all starts with your voice.